How's it going, guys? Welcome to Week 1 Wednesday, or as we like to call it, wow. You don't get an epic one because Kurt's not here. He'll be back next time, though. But we do have the amazing Andrew along for the ride. And Andrew, what are we looking at today?
Yeah, guys, I'm so stoked that you're here with us. We're going to be talking about knives designed by American designers in honor of Independence Day, which is tomorrow. So there were a lot of really great options. We narrowed it down to I don't know, how many is this, 30?
Like 30.
So really, it could have been 1,000 knives, but this is 30 great representations of American design, and they give us some great talking points. So stick around, and we're going to have some awesome things to show you.
Yeah, it's going to be good, guys. This was a hard one to get ready for because there were so many great American designers. It was hard to get to just narrow it down here. So,
yeah.
But as always, Week 1 Wednesday is brought to us by We Knives. If you don't know why that's important, hang on till the end. I promise it'll be worth it. Now, like we do with every Week 1 Wednesday, we have got some new arrivals on the table. Now, these don't necessarily fit within our category. We just like to do this to show you guys what's brand new at Blade HQ. So we're gonna look at some new arrivals, then we're gonna jump in to those American designers. So What do we got first?
Yeah, guys, we're gonna start by talking about this awesome new guy from Lion Steel. This is called the Best Man, and this is kind of a modern traditional. If you saw our recent video on modern traditionals, then you know that you kind of get the best of both worlds with an old-timey slip joint, but then you might get a little tweak to the design or modern materials. So on this guy, you're getting titanium bolsters, carbon fiber handle scales, M390 blade steel, and this is made in Italy by Lion Steel, so you're also getting beautiful fit and finish. And this is just an incredible piece. Like you'd expect on any amazing traditional knife, you're gonna get a beautiful half stop, awesome walk and talk. The pull's probably about a 5 if you slip joint.
See, the pull's about a 5. This is why we bring this guy on, because he knows these things, right? He knows these things.
Yeah, so this is really the quintessential modern traditional. You get Torx construction, so you can break this thing down or adjust it. I love this piece, and these are a new arrival to Blade HQ, going quick. There's a few different varieties in terms of scales, and we even have one that has 2 blades. So yeah, go and check out the new arrivals. These are going to go really fast, and I'm really excited about them.
Yeah, they're really neat. This is, I would say that this has got that wow factor. Yeah. I told Andrew, I was like, hey, if you're gonna be on, pick a new arrival you're stoked on. Without hesitation, he was like the best man.
Yeah, for sure.
Which kind of takes us into the next one for both of us. Kind of a wow factor for both of us in new arrivals. And it's not brand new, but we haven't had it on camera yet, so I had to get it here for you guys to see. This is the Kaiser Sheepdog XL. And man, I love this thing. I love this thing when I saw it at SHOT Show. I know you guys love this thing because I saw all the comments. All the black ones are sold out. We've got a handful of green ones left on the site. And you get 154 cm blade, you get G10 scales, and just an awesome knife, right? You guys know this. I'm not a big knife guy. I don't care. I'm gonna get one of these. It's under $100.
4 inches of blade for $100, and you're getting 154 cm, so it's a really good blade steel. And you still get the action. Let's just see it one more time.
And that's it. That's exactly it. Huge knife, boom. No problem. No flick, no nothing. So anyways, Kaiser XL Sheepdog, it is as good as it looks.
I love it. Well, guys, if you had seen our Black Widow, then this is kind of the evolution of that series. I'm going to give Zach this guy, and I'm going to grab this one. So this guy is the green Mamba, and then the other one is the blue Scorpion. And you know that we already had the red one, so there's kind of a little
theme.
A theme.
So let's say you had an old friend that lived in the desert or something, right? Maybe he gives you this one, and then maybe your dad takes it away, or he cuts your hand off or something. Then you could get this one next, right?
Yeah. So these are going really fast. The red one flew out the doors.
Yeah.
But I've heard that there's talks of a fourth option coming.
Oh,
right?
I can promise you guys, in the series, there is going to be a purple one. That's going to happen. I'm going to make it happen. We are going to make it happen. We talked about it before in a previous WoW or a previous knife banner. So there should be a purple one coming soon. So if you want the full collection, grab the blue, grab the green, purple one coming soon.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And these are the normal Kalashnikov price. They're $42.99 or whatever. Check the current pricing on the website. All right, so next up we have the Gerber Keynote. Now this is a compact little keychain knife from Gerber. It's kind of a brand new deal. I think they showed it off at SHOT Show. I think I remember talking about it at SHOT Show. And it has a little nub in here. You would think that's a flipper tab. It's not. Don't try it. It won't work. It's actually to help when it locks up. So you got a nail nick on the front of the blade. and then you open it up to kind of a nice little utility blade in there. Really discreet. It's not going to catch any eyes. If you work in an environment or live in an environment where a knife is kind of frowned on, this is a perfect way to have like a box cutter or opener on you and not, cause any problems.
Can we just compare it to that XL sheepdog,
Yeah,
dude?
Let's do it. Yeah, so, it's about the same. So, so really fun little knife from Gerber. I mean, the thing goes for like 18, 19 bucks. Some things that I really like about it, I like this kind of like shield form that it has to it.
It's got the heritage from Gerber.
Exactly. It's got a really strong key ring, which was a great design from Gerber. And then also the clip on the back would work great as a money clip. You could probably use it as a pocket clip as well.
Yeah, so I mean, if you threw your keys on there, then you'd have a blade, a money clip, and your keys all in one unit. So, if you're a guy that doesn't need a 4-inch blade, you can't go wrong with this.
True. In reality, buy that XL sheepdog and then put this on your keychain. Let's be honest,
who
right?
are we kidding? They're watching a live stream about knives, but it is really cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So, also from Gerber, now this guy's pretty cool. This is called the Tri-Tip. That's kind of a popular steak cut if you're from California. You're going to be eating a lot of Tri-Tip burritos if you're anything like me. But I think that what this knife really does well is it's a great camp cleaver. And what's awesome is that you get a solid fixed blade. It locks beautifully into the hand. You get, some seriously thick blade steel back there. So this thing's going to be able to do anything from, your food prep to like preparing your tinder to get your fire going. I love this thing. And it comes in right at 30 bucks. So 30 bucks and you can't really go wrong.
Oh, it's unique too. That's the other thing I like about this is it kind of takes on some of the form of the pocket cleavers, right? I mean, again, just to bring up the XL sheepdog, because I love it, right? I mean, obviously this is much bigger, but when you compare this to like the mini sheepdog, right? It's similar to a pocket cleaver, but in a fixed blade. I think it's a neat design, and it's something that Gerber's talking about, like you said, camp prep, food prep, and then it comes with a really nice locking sheath as well.
Yeah, beautiful piece.
Yeah. All right, well, for any of you guys who are coming in late, we just want to welcome you to Week 1 Wednesday. Today we are going to be talking about American designers and American knives because it is July 3rd and tomorrow is the birthday of this great country that we live in, if you're lucky enough to live in the United States. If not, hey, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. But before we jump in, now there's a couple Gerbers on the table here. I'm about to jump in a Gerber over here. We actually have an epic, what might be one of the coolest giveaways we've ever done.
Yeah, guys.
And I'm not trying to hype it. This is how I honestly feel about it.
So right now, if you spend $140 on Gerber, you're going to get this beautiful Gerber minifig. And this, you might not know, but wow. Oh, that looks a little bit like famous rock star, BA, do-it-all American Tim Kennedy. And yes, this is a Tim Kennedy Lego minifig. Zach, tell the people a little bit more about Tim Kennedy in case they're not already familiar. And then I think we have a little something to jump into.
Yeah, we got a little something to show you guys. Okay, guys, if you don't know who Tim Kennedy is, first off, Google him. But the best thing that I can tell you, the best way I can describe Tim Kennedy very quickly is he is like an actual living Captain America. Like, he's an incredible martial artist. He's an active serviceman in the military. He's like all around just like nice guy, and like his business is America. Like full on, like one of the biggest patriots you'll find. So we got this giveaway with Gerber. We had this minifig laying around. So for the last couple of days, me and Jamie have been working on a little project, and we're gonna show it to you guys here live on YouTube. We haven't shown it anywhere else yet. So Jamie's cueing it, and it looks like we're good. So we're gonna go to that. Really like this Gerber knife. Huh?
We've got you now, Tim Kennedy. Sliding, rolling, shooting. Uh-oh, throwing. What the? Impressive. My turn.
All right, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that. We didn't get to watch it along with you right now, but I've watched it like a million times today. we had a good time. It was a lot of fun to make. So check out Gerber on Blade HQ. We've got a handful of these limited Tim Kennedy minifigs, and I'm already going to glue one to the dash of my car, and it's just fun, just good fun. We had a couple shout outs though while we took that little video break. Stephen Redneck asked that we give a shout out to all the deployed soldiers watching this. And of course, thank you so much for your service. Whether you're deployed now, whether you're a retired veteran, any way that you've served in the country, thank you so much. We appreciate that. And then Jeremy Strickland said, a Mace Windu Kalashnikov. I don't know. I'm just saying the blade's purple. I don't know anything about that, but I'm just saying the blade's purple.
Yeah, I don't think that we have any licensing agreements in place, but a purple Kalashnikov?
Sure.
Yes.
All right, guys. So we're going to be diving into some awesome American designers and their knives. Now, this was a very, very hard WoW to get ready for. We took your suggestions. We compiled some stuff that we thought you guys would like to see. But let us know down in the comments, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching later, who we forgot and what your favorite knives are from them. We didn't forget them on purpose. We just couldn't fit them. There's a lot of knives on the table. All right. So first up, we are going to be looking at the Gerber Auto Covert. Now, obviously, we're looking at this because we have these awesome Tim Kennedy minifigs, and this goes for about 150 bucks on the website. So this would get you a Tim Kennedy minifig. Now, you know, it's a rad knife. You got S30V blade, titanium handles. You got a nice lock there. It's got a deep carry, tip down carry, and this is beneficial for self-defense when you're using an automatic. Your thumb's in a better position for firing. So I'm told. I'm not an expert in that. Not all the knives are made in the USA, even though all the knives on the table are designed by, you know, American makers and designers. But this is actually made in the USA by Gerber as well.
Yep.
Now, one thing I hear about this knife all the time is the billboarding on the blade, right? And I get that, right? Like, I don't like billboarding on my blade either. But this has got Rex Applegate's signature on it. Now, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about Rex Applegate. I got to look at my list here because there's so much I'm going to get it wrong if I don't look. All right. So his family were pioneers that like blazed the Oregon Trail, the real Oregon Trail, not the video game. He ran all the fighting instruction during World War II for a government organization called the School of Spies and Assassins. He was the personal bodyguard of Franklin D. Roosevelt for a while he was the president. He was an honorary general in Mexico. So after World War II, he went to Mexico for a while, and they made him an honorary general, which is incredible. He was friends with John Wayne, and he taught John Wayne how to shoot a gun. And he was a source of inspiration for Ian Fleming's James Bond character. So all of that from one dude. I think I'm okay with having his name on my knife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this knife was designed in conjunction with Fairbairn, and I just forgot his first name. Also really cool life, really cool stuff. He's British. We love the British. We love England. Great people over there. But we're talking about American designers. So Google him. He is incredible as well. Also has a really neat story. But this is the Gerber Covert. It comes in a mini version as well.
Awesome piece.
All right, you want to talk about the next one? We don't have a paper for the next one, but
guys, this one is pretty cool, and I know you haven't seen it because this is the only place to get it.
Guys, we got all sorts of surprises
today.
this
We're looking at an all blacked out Benchmade Bugout. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen the green version, the blue version. Maybe you've even seen the bailout that is a little bit more black. But Blade HQ is going to be the only place that you're going to be able to get a blacked out Bugout. These aren't on the website yet. But they're coming.
They are.
They are?
They're on the website for wish list. So
list.
sign up for the wish list because this is going to be like our Spyderco exclusives. We're going to be getting more of them throughout the year, but the initial drop on these are going to go fast. So we're giving you fair warning now. Get on the wish list and be ready because,
Yeah. Thank you for the correction, Zach. Yeah, you guys got to get on the wish list or else you're definitely going to miss out. But, you know, this Bugout is also got that American heritage. This is McHenry and Williams on the Axis lock.
Yep.
And Benchmade is a company that has, a tent pole of American knife making, American knife design. You know, who knows if Zach and I would even be here today if it wasn't for Benchmade.
Yeah.
And I got to say, guys, like, I love the blacked out bailout, but this guy is way more me.
Dude, it's hot. It's super hot. So these will be dropping soon. I don't have pricing. I don't have a date, but I know they'll be dropping in July. So be ready. Get on the email list. Watch the Instagram. We'll make sure everybody knows. Now, speaking of American designs and a little bit of Benchmade history as well, we're going to look at some stuff from Bob Terzuola?
Yeah.
I always say it wrong. Bob Terzuola. Now, Bob Terzuola is kind of known as the father of the modern tactical folder. Now, I would actually say there's a couple founding fathers on the table that fall into that realm. So you have Ernest Emerson. We're going to look at some of his knife. And then you also have Sal Glesser, who we're going to look from Spyderco. We're going to be looking at a knife from them as well. So Bob Terzuola is one of the founding fathers of the modern tactical folding knife. So some cool things about Bob before we jump into this is the MKM clap. But before we jump into it, some cool stuff about Bob is that he served in the Peace Corps for a while in Central and South America. He helped with like clean water initiatives, education stuff, things of that nature. He's worked with like all the big guys in the industry. So he's worked with Benchmade, Microtech, Spyderco. I mean, you name it, he's probably worked with them. He was the first production folder, his first production folder came out with Spyderco. And then he was the first production folder from Benchmade. He was also the first knife designer to use G10 scales on a production knife. And he was the first production knife to use have parts blaked out by laser instead of getting pressed out.
Well, you know what, dude?
So he's been all over the place.
You know, they say that we're all standing on the shoulders of giants, but it's almost like Bob is standing on his own shoulders
Right.
Because this Maniago knife manufacturer's knife is just like incredible.
And that's it. So not only did he do all of that stuff, like through the early 80s, late 80s, 90s, he's still putting out amazing designs. So this is the MKM clap. It's a M390 blade, titanium bolsters, nice micarta scales there, and just great action. What you would expect from MKM. This one in particular is a Blade HQ exclusive, but we have a bunch of different variations on the website. Yep. And it goes for about $250. Now, in the last couple videos we've done, we've heard you guys say that we're not offering enough budget options along. So we tried to mix in a couple, and Andrew's going to actually cover a Terzuola design that's a budget option.
Yeah. So this Terzuola knife is a fixed blade from CRKT, and it's called the TSR, otherwise known as the Terzuola Survival, rescue blade.
Rescue, yeah.
Yeah. So what's cool about this knife is actually under the handle scales, you've got kind of like some survival supplies like fire starting gear. And I have to say, for $54.95, this knife really fits the hand well. You get some forward jimping to give your hand nice purchase. And I have to say, the handle scales are really smooth, but in a good way. Like, they really meld to my hand well. And I have to say, like, this is a great piece. I could see, getting out in the wild, getting out in the wilderness with this. So
yeah, we actually did. When we did our cheap steel video last January, Ben took this knife out and we did some like sub-zero camping. It was great. So if you want to see a full use review of this CRKT knife, check that video out, and you can get kind of Ben's opinions on it and what he thought.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome piece.
If you guys haven't yet, start making suggestions of some knives you would like to see, because as you know, in the middle of WoW, we always do a pocket check, so we'd like to hear what's in your pockets, and we'd like to hear what knives you guys would like to see on the table. Like I said, a bunch of these knives were already suggested by you guys, but we love to take them live. We got a little runner running around to bring us some knives in. All right, so next up on the table is Medford. You can't talk about American designs or American-made knives without talking about Greg Medford.
Is there a more infamous knife maker?
Right? So I legitimately love Medford's designs. So this is the Praetorian Scout. You get a D2 blade, G10 scales. On this particular one, it's more of a lightweight model. And this is what we're used to seeing from Medford, right? If you were to tell me, like, name your top 5 people that are like just quintessential American, legitimately Greg Medford would be one of them. One thing that I love about Greg is when you talk to him, you know exactly where you stand. Like, he's not a jerk by any means, but he definitely lets you know, like, where you stand. And I love that. I love that about Greg. He's a good dude. So anyways, this is the Praetorian Scout. This one goes for $390 on the website. There's, again, a bunch of different variations of these. Yeah. Our buddy Talon Sai at Blade Show, he actually picked up a custom version, which was pretty cool. So
that's awesome. Yeah, guys, and then we're going to be talking about one more Medford, and I have to say I'm pretty excited about this one because it doesn't look just like that Praetorian we were just talking about. This is the Smooth Criminal, and it's a button lock. So I feel like it really represents kind of the spirit of America, that you might have like something that's innovative and amazing, but you're not going to rest on your laurels. You're still going to advance your brand, advance your company, better the product that you make, diversify the things that you do. And I think that this Smooth Criminal represents that. So you get that button lock, really smooth action. And I think there's going to be an auto version of this as well.
Yeah, so there is. He announced it at Blade Show. We're going to be seeing him soon. There's the Swift, and I legitimately just forgot the name of the other one. That's what happens when you're live. But anyways, he has 2 models coming out, one with the safety, one without a safety, that are autos. And you guys can watch the video we did at Blade Show with Greg, where he kind of walks through the knife and the design. It's really neat.
Yeah. I mean, these like that push button action, you don't see that on enough knives. There's like a ProTech Cambria, and there's really not too many other push buttons, especially manuals. Pick that one up. It's an awesome deal.
Yeah. You know, and like I said, I really love the Praetorian. I actually really, really want one, but I feel like I got to earn it.
Yeah.
Right? Like I feel like I need to like challenge Greg to like a push-up contest or an arm wrestling contest.
Yeah.
So Greg, if you're out there, next time we're at SHOT Show, let's figure something out. Who do you got your money on?
I think I'm going with Greg.
Greg, okay, cool. We'll see how it goes. I mean, he might just say no because he's an honest dude. We'll see what happens. All right. So anyways, the next one on the table is, I've got the paper, but I think you need to talk on it because you have more use experience with it.
Yeah, guys. I mean, you know, Zac definitely needs to pick one of these up, and I think that he's been laboring over the decision for a long time. But this is an Insingo blade, small Sebenza by the Chris Reeve Knives Company. And man, I love this thing. For more than 20 years and probably closer to 30 years at this point, they've been setting the standard for high-end production folding knives and fixed blades. You know,
literally the ruler by which any folding knife is measured.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, just like if you bought a Rolex or something, it's never going to be a bad decision. Buying a Sebenza is never a bad decision. And like, I started out just being into the Sebenza, and now I own the Nyala, I own the Chef knife, like I'm looking at the Menundis that just came back in stock. Like, we never get those, so if you guys have been wanting a Menundi, go online.
We literally never have them, so get one while you can.
Yeah, so, you know, like, this is an amazing piece made in Idaho by, where was Chris Reeve from? South Africa, right?
Yeah, so you guys might be saying, wait, Chris Reeve is from South Africa. And you're correct, Chris Reeve is from South Africa. But he took his family, moved to the United States, and started making these knives here in Idaho, and has been 100% committed to that whole American ideal of innovation, quality product, and using American materials. So this is one of the other reasons that this made the table, is not only because it's iconic, but it's also it's so American in that it was somebody great coming in and making something even better, right? Yep. And that's one reason that I just love these Chris Reeve knives.
Yep.
Cool. And you can pick that specific model up for about $375. And I really do need to get one. Like, I keep laboring over it. All right. Speaking of iconic Americans, who do we have up next?
So guys, this is a ZT knife, but it's made by none other than Rick Hinderer, or should I say designed by Rick Hinderer.
Designed by.
And if you've seen his classic design, the XM18, the very same knife that was selling on secondhand forums 10 years ago for over $1,000, and now they still sell for stratospheric prices. But you're going to get this ZT made, let me get the model number right, 0566. This is an assisted opening knife, and it's only going to cost you $129.99 right now because they're discontinued.
Yeah, so there's 3 models on the website.
Yeah.
All discontinued, all incredible prices. So it's a bummer they're discontinued, but rad because you can get a knife for a really good price.
Yeah, so I mean, these knives have a lot of the great things that really made Hinderer special. So you're getting like the lock bar stabilizer, a deep carry pocket clip, G10 on this side with the titanium lock side. You're getting a premium blade steel. I mean, honestly, like I've handled a lot of XM18s, and you get like 95% of the way there with this ZT, and for $130 you're saying like that's a quarter of the price of any XM18. And ZT, still a company that's made in USA, extremely high quality, and an amazing warranty as well. Like I've heard that if you kind of look at like who gets you your knife back the fastest once you send it in for warranty, historically it's Kershaw and ZT.
Well, that's good enough.
So there you go. Cool. I mean, I think this is an amazing buy at $130.
Oh yeah, for $130, it's a great buy. All right, and then next up from Hinderer, we have the Neebs balisong. Now, I'm not going to flip it, guys, because let's be honest, this thing's razor sharp. This thing is straight from Hinderer's factory. So this is also made in the United States, Hinderer design, Hinderer made. And this particular balisong is a new entry into the balisong world. Came out in like beginning of June, something like that, right around Blade Show. And it's named after like this Filipino guerrilla warrior, like this gal who was a Filipino guerrilla warrior. I gotta look up her name. Captain Nieves Fernandez was her name. And I guess she was just like gnarly, like walking around just owning people. Look it up. Look up the history. I won't go into it here. But that's what the balisong is named after. Now, I'm not a flipper. You guys already know that. So I'm not going to like try to pretend like, oh yeah, it's such a great, it's wonderful. I don't know. But I will say this. When we were at Blade Show, some of the people from Ballycomp, which are like the best flippers in the world, they came by the booth, they flipped it, they liked it. Yeah. And so that speaks for me. I'm like, oh, cool. It's a good knife.
Yeah,
right?
And you guys know that Blade HQ is kind of the place to buy balisongs. You know, we represent all the top brands, be it BRS or Hum or Benchmade, Flytanium, and now Hinderer. So,
Hinderer.
You know, you can count on us to always bring the cutting edge balisongs to the market, and that we're going to have the most stock, the greatest availability. I'm sure this Hinderer down the line is going to have cool customization things that you can do to it. So, I mean, if this is your jam, you got to have one.
For sure. Now, it is a Hinderer. It is made by Hinderer. So that puts the price up there a little bit. And so those go for about $410. So probably not for your casual flipper, but for somebody who's collecting or somebody who wants something really premium, great choice. Yeah. Now, guys, we're just a couple knives away from doing a pocket check. So make sure to put in your suggestions of what knives you'd like to see us put up on the table, and we'll pull them live and we'll talk about them here live. We'll also see what's in our pockets, and we'll want to know what's in your pockets. So hold on, we're almost there.
Yeah. Well, guys, we've already talked about some legends. We've talked about Terzuola and Hinderer and Chris Reeve, but man, this one is another legend from the OG Kin Onion. We've got the Leek. Now, this is the Kershaw Leek. It's an affordable knife at just $40, and Kin Onion is just a legend. Like, I'm 100% sure we wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't for for Kin Onion and all of his contributions. He popularized the Wharncliffe blade. He invented the assisted opening mechanism. So for all those places, people that live in places where like knife legality is a big issue, he like opened up a whole world of knives that you're probably now allowed to carry. And I think that he also kind of stepped up the bar when it came to like inventive designs. Like when I got into knives like 12 years ago, it was like, oh my gosh, what is this guy doing? I've never seen anything like that before. And I have to say, like, Kin Onion's designs are still like that for me. I'm like, wow, I've never seen anything like that before. But I mean, the Leek is amazing. It's got a lock, it's got an assisted opening mechanism. And I mean, this is like the perfect mail opener. Keep it by your door.
Yeah. Honestly, guys, it's not my jam. I love the Leek for what it is, and I love the Leek because Kin Onion is legitimately an amazing person. No hype, just like legitimately an amazing person. But not a big fan of the Leek. I like the home front a lot, though.
Oh man, that's
the home front. I got a home front, and I like the home front a lot. But you know, I know a lot of you guys like the Leek out there. Now, talking about Kin Onion and what a legend he is, we actually sat down with him recently at Blade Show. Guys, if you haven't checked out our Blade Show content, do it. We have amazing content from Blade Show. We also sat down with Taylor from Best Damn EDC. Did one on our channel, did one on his channel, and we sat down with Talon Sai.
You guys could do that EDC video like once a quarter.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Easily.
It was great. And we sat down with Talon Sai. If you guys want to see where my collection is currently, check out Talon Sai's video from Blade Show. But anyways, one of the videos that we did from Blade Show was with Kin Onion. I had the pleasure of sitting down with him, doing kind of a long form interview. Not our normal jam, not a lot of knives, but a lot of great talk. And I just want to read a couple comments from that video just really fast. So David SH331, he said, Zac and Ken, awesome video interview. You had my total focus the entire runtime. Thank you. Semper Skeptical said, dare I say this is the best, most interesting Blade HQ video to date. Man, I really enjoyed this. Thanks, guys. Thomas Richard said, I was a fan of Kin Onion before, but now I'm a super fan. He just totally sold me on ZT knives too. I totally buy something made with that kind of passion. Deep episode, man. The whole storyline thing was a mind blower too. Thanks. Somebody said, I wish I could hit the like button 1,000 times. And it just goes on and on. And I didn't cherry pick these. These are like the comments. This is what you guys reacted to. So it's not our normal thing. And honestly, it doesn't have a lot of views. I'm kind of surprised. Plug in some headphones, treat it like a podcast, go check it out. It's just great.
I mean, like, guys, like, not to oversell Kin Onion, but like, he's like the biggest rock star we have. Like,
Yeah,
in the
he
knife
really
industry,
is.
You know, I mean, it's like legend,
Yeah.
living legend, rock star, personality. He's got it all.
Yeah, he's a legitimately good dude.
I bow to Ken.
He gave me a good piece of advice. He said, if you're gonna be a bear, be a grizzly. And I like that. I took that to heart. So, all right. So up next, talking about iconic designs, we have a design from Case. Now this is a Case mini trapper. I'm gonna open it one blade at a time because you guys know how I am about traditionals and jackknives and double triple blades.
I only mess with one-bladed traditionals.
Yeah, right.
For that reason.
And then we got the second blade here. Now, obviously, Case Knives is an incredibly iconic company, all made in the USA. They are the oldest continually running knife company in the United States. We picked this bone handle one with the American flag on it for obvious reasons, because it's Freedom's birthday tomorrow, duh. And the other reason was I wanted to talk about Tony Bose. Now, Tony Bose does some collaborations with Case. We didn't have any here right now. We have some on the website, but I didn't have any here to grab.
They sell out fast.
Yeah, they sell out fast. But we have a couple on the website. I just didn't have any here. But just talking about Tony Bose, when we're talking about iconic American action, he, like, bootstrap story, right? Was partially blind, had a hard time, like, kind of growing up because he was partially blind. Made his first knife in like 72 or 76, and then literally the rest is history. Like just we wouldn't have some of the traditional patterns we have if it wasn't for Tony Bose.
Yeah.
Like, plain and simple. So Case Knives, obviously super great option, and then Tony Bose, amazing American designer.
Yeah. Always keep your eye out for those Tony Bose collabs.
Yep. All right, guys, just 2 more until pocket check. So let us know what you want to see.
Yeah. So guys, I'm so happy that we get to feature Tops. They're one of my favorite brands, and I know that Zach is really excited about this guy, so I'm going to hand it over in just a second. But this is the Bull Trout, and I think it's quite unique looking. It's also unique. They threw on 154 cm blade steel, so you're not getting 1095 like on most of the Tops products. They wanted this thing to be able to get a little wet and not patina up. I love that. And I just think that this piece is so unique. Maybe you can talk a little bit more about what makes it unique, Zach, and why you want to add one to your collection.
Yeah, not want. I'm going to. As soon as these are up for sale on the website. We got one fast, so I could show you guys on video. We should have some on the website like in the next couple days, so keep your eyes peeled. So anyways, this is the Bull Trout. So one of the main reasons I love this knife, we're talking about American designers. So Tops is an American company. They're based out of Idaho. They do all their work out of Idaho. That's where all the knives come from. But they run a contest in like inner company. They run a contest every year. This is the 3rd year, I think. And they let any of their employees, whether they have knife design experience or not, submit a design, and then they'll make the design if it wins the contest. So this design, and I just forgot his name. Again, this is what happens with live, but Andrew's got the notes.
Martin Murillo, right?
Yeah, so
Yes.
Martin. So Martin does shipping at Tops, and this was his design. As far as I know, this is his first knife design, and it's incredible. I love it.
He nailed it.
He nailed it. And the design was best EDC knife. That's what they were going for with their contest, and this is what he came up with. Apparently, he's fishing like rain or shine, doesn't matter, super hard worker. And yeah, I don't know what it is, man, but I'm in love with this thing. I actually tried to get one off of them at Blade Show, and they're like, sorry, prototype. And I was like, dang it.
It's such a unique piece, like even in like a ever-expanding market of small fixed blades.
Yeah.
I think this one still shines.
This would be
a unique piece.
a great EDC fixed blade. That's actually my plan for it, is an EDC fixed blade. I've been looking for about 8 months, and this is the one that I'm landing on. So anyways, fits great in the hand, even with a larger hand like Andrew's. That big choil here, nice jimping here. Yeah.
I love they stepped up to the plate with that blade steel.
Yeah, dude, I just love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So that's the Bull Trout from Tops. Make sure to check it out. Should be on the website in the next day or so.
Yeah, and guys, you know, we just couldn't go through all this and not acknowledge like the king, Spyderco.
Well, and talking about the founding fathers of the tactical folder.
Yeah.
Right. Sal Glesser is almost universally admitted as the one who was the first one to put a pocket clip on a pocket knife. Now, in my head, it's like, yeah, of course, all pocket knives have pocket clips if it's not a traditional.
Yeah.
But this is like in 1980, 1981. And yeah, so that's why Spyderco had to be on here. Sal Glesser had to be here because of the pocket.
Yeah, and here's just like a quick little thing you guys might not know. Zach actually taught me this. One of Spyderco's first products was something called like the Spider Claw. What was it? Spider.
Now I can't remember what it's called.
It was like if you've ever seen one of those lab like accessory hands that like will hold a part for you, like when you're working in the lab. They made one of those, but for people that are like working on knives or working on gear, and it had like a bunch of arms coming off of it, so which is why they called their brand Spyderco.
Yep.
So like Zac told me that, and I was like, no, he's completely wrong. And then like I had to go like into the deep web and like research this, and I was like, okay, props to Zac. He was right. He was right.
Yeah, we love Spyderco. We love Spyderco. All right, so we got a couple comments from you guys. We got a Medford comment. Timothy Miller said, I used to work literally next door to Medford and went over for a tour once. Ended up talking to their head of sales for over an hour and spoke to Greg too. Made me respect their knives more, which is great. Like I said, honestly, like Greg is just a straight shooter. Even if you don't like his designs, like he's just, like I said, American, right? Like he's just a good dude.
I love somebody who operates with transparency and he's beyond transparency.
Yeah, just that forthwith, right? Like,
yeah.
And then Bean God said, oh, you know what American company I love the most? It's Blade HQ. Hey, thanks, buddy. We love you too. All right, so now we're gonna move on to some pocket checks. I don't know where our little elf is, so I guess we're just gonna check out what's in mine and Andrew's pocket. Give us shout outs in the comments what's in your guys' pockets, and we'll give you guys a shout out here on YouTube. So what are you carrying today?
Yeah, Zac, you know, like when you're thinking about American knives and American knife designers, I had to go for a GEC, and this is from their Tidiute line. And what I think is really cool about the Tidiute line is they try to take knives of historical significance, whether they're patterns that have been lost or just patterns that weren't part of their product line as GEC products, and they bring them to market. So this is actually a Blade HQ exclusive, special factory order, number 14, with the burlap micarta. And man, this thing's a stunner. And guess what? It sold out. Sorry, guys, but
it was a limited run. But you know, it was in his pocket, right? We're not.
I think these probably sold out in like less than 10 minutes. And
it was fast.
You know, like, guys, it's a huge help for us. Like, if you want to see more like GEC factory runs, like, hit up their comments on Instagram and say like, hey, we need to get like another Blade HQ SFO. Like, these sold out so fast. Like, I would love if you guys could go express an interest in that, because like, I'm a huge GEC collector, and I'm a little selfish and want to buy more GECs. But this is an amazing piece. I love GEC. I love what they do. And I had to feature them as part of this topic.
For sure. And guys, you missed it, or you may not have missed it, but Logan, he's our new kind of copywriter, social media guy. He just walked in and handed our knives, but then walked out. So thanks, Logan, for coming in and giving us knives.
Come on, Logan. You got to be a little more assertive. Right here.
All right. Okay, so we got a lot of knives here. Guys, I got a lot of knives over there that you guys suggested as well, so I'm only be able to cover a couple. So we're just going to cover a couple.
And then we got to get to your pocket check after that, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so yeah, we'll hit that. Let's see. We already got one of those. Okay, actually, we're already covering like pretty much all the other ones in here. Cool. We'll just do these two. This works out
great.
Perfect.
Yeah, guys, and I think that Zac has the perfect one because I already know he feels really strongly about that one. But this is one I'm stoked on too. This is a Southern Grind Spider Monkey, and this is like one of those brands that if you know about it, you know that they're legit. And if you don't know, then you know they might not be on your radar, but they should be.
Dude, this is a sleeper brand.
Yeah.
Like I never handled a Southern Grind knife, and then we were next to them at Blade Show 2 years ago.
Yep.
And I ended up handling one then, and I was like, whoa, these are really nice. Like
yeah.
I didn't have an opinion otherwise, like before, but I was like, this is surprising, like how nice these are.
So Southern Grind is like a brand that was kind of started by Zac Brown, famous musician. And you know how like sometimes those like collab brands can be like really cheap or corny or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I can tell you that like this is like a real deal product. Like there's authenticity there. It's a fresh design. They're not just ripping off like, you know, a different popular knife.
Yeah.
And you know, everything from the fit and finish and materials and action is just all like what you'd expect on a $220 knife, which is exactly what this is.
Yeah.
I think it's a perfect price point for it. S35V in steel, made in USA. Super awesome piece.
And to top it all off, nicest people ever.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and that's the other thing is I don't think that you should buy a knife just because the maker is an awesome person. Like if they don't make a knife you like, then don't buy a knife. But like it's always a nice little cherry on top of the cake, right? That not only is it a great knife, but the people are great over there as well.
You know, you guys picked two good ones. I'm gonna give you guys a shout out.
Yeah. So speaking of picking good ones and speaking of great people, I'm so glad that you guys picked this knife. So this is the Chavez Redencion. This is the street version. So this is the production version of the Chavez knife, and I love this knife. You guys know this. I love this knife. So this one in particular has the green micarta inlay titanium frame. It's got the Chavez pocket clip, which honestly puts some people off. Honestly, it was like a little hesitation when I bought mine, but the knife is so good that even if you're a little worried about this, it's worth it. And the other thing that I can speak on this is like, it's authentic. Like it's not somebody trying to be cool or hardcore. This is just who Ramon is. So it's another reason I don't mind it is because I'm like, okay, I know this dude. Like this is who he is. It's fine, right?
Yeah, and you know, speaking of like impactful American knife designers,
exactly.
Like, Ramon Chavez is an OG. He was in like a Blade HQ video like
5-6 years ago, right?
Yeah,
like
and I think it was like Ben just hit people up on social and he was like, hey, we want to do this cool video. Like if you're free at Blade Show, just come on down. And he was like, there he was. It was like him and Gafco and like, you know, all these guys that have been around forever, they love this stuff. And I just think it's so great that, you know, like now like somebody like Chavez is just killing it with...
Killing it. Yeah, it's so good. So anyways, and I'm glad you guys picked this because honestly, this was on my list for great American designs and designers, but I talk about this knife a lot and I didn't want you guys to think I was overhyping it. So thank you for whoever picked this because I'm about this knife. So yeah, anyways, great knife.
Yeah, that's like Zach's like going out to a fancy dinner knife.
I love it. I love that knife. Okay, cool. Let's see. Let's see. Knock Around 511 said, if we're ever in the Traverse City, Michigan area, hit me up and we'll have a place to stay. And he'll cook us breakfast and take us fly fishing and kayak fishing.
Dude, I got some air miles. I'm going to take
Sounds
you
like
up
we're
on
going
that.
to Michigan, bro.
You're going to regret that offer very quickly.
All right, and then just to do a final check on what's in my pocket, and then we'll move on to some other stuff. Ooh, it looks like Logan might have something else first.
Logan, get on camera, dude.
Yeah, get in here, Logan.
And
Don't stab me, bro.
I brought something from Kurt. Also,
Oh, okay.
Ben left you a note.
Kurt's gonna do this. What do you got in your pocket, bro?
It's actually the Scriptillion. Where is it?
Oh, the grip's over here.
Yeah,
No, he was carrying a grip, guys.
that's mine.
Perfect.
So, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming in.
So guys, I guess Kurt's on vacation in the Yellowstone area right now, and he wanted us to feature something crazy. And it looks like we've got a Condor machete.
Yeah.
I bet
we had
this
one of
is-
these. We had one of these come up the other time too, like a huge machete of some type.
Yeah.
So it's always good to see a sword.
Yeah, I bet this is what like Neebs was carrying in the Philippines back in the day.
Oh, totally. Causing some problems.
Really, guys, like, if you don't know about Condor, like, I know we have to move on really quick, but, like, this thing legit weighs, like, 3.5 pounds, and, like, from, like, anywhere, like, bamboo, whatever you need to cut, it'll do the job.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kurt. Wish you were here.
Yeah, miss you, boo. All right, I'm gonna show you guys what's in
put
my
this
pocket.
somewhere else.
Yeah, we gotta put that away safely. I'm gonna show you what's in my pocket, but Trevor, I know you're watching. Guys, Trevor's manning the comments right now. I need Trevor to come on camera real quick. So Trevor, please come around. Come right here, buddy, right here. And I'm gonna show my pocket dump while he makes his way over here. All right, so what I have in my pocket is, ooh, it's dirty. Sorry, guys. Anyways, I've got the Boker Mini Kwaiken. This was a Blade HQ exclusive. Brass bolsters, micarta scales, Burnley design. We're gonna talk a little bit about Burnley here in just a second. I love this knife. It's beautiful, it's sleek, it's wonderful.
Quintessentially classy.
Yeah, just classy all the way around. And then along with that, I'm carrying two today. I've got my Victorinox Compact. If you're not carrying a Compact, get one. This knife's been in my pocket like every day since we did that Victorinox video. And finally, and most importantly,
Tripled up.
most importantly,
What is this going to be?
oh, I lost his hair, but I got a bald Tim Kennedy minifig. Guys,
Bro, I got you.
Get a Tim Kennedy minifig. I'm telling you, these things are epic. All right, so Trevor came in. Come around here, Trevor.
He's wearing the Blade HQ swag.
Guys, this is Trevor. Okay, so Trevor takes care of like a bunch of our like back end stuff. He takes care of all the comments when we're doing wows. He's just an awesome guy all the way around. He was running social for a while, so if you got any really dry, hilarious comments, that was all Trevor. So,
I used to work with Trevor all the time, and he would put up with me like missing deadlines by like a whole week and never complain.
I'm still waiting on a sharpening guide from Andrew for like a month now.
yeah, so Trevor is an awesome guy. We love to have him on the team. What are you carrying today?
Today I have my Benchmade Proper
Ooh,
in copper.
nice. Are those? Is that Flytanium copper or is that?
It is. It's Titanium copper.
Always a good way to outfit
So-
your bug out.
Picking
Yeah.
up a beautiful
Or your-
patina.
Proper.
Yeah, it had a little green. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it was starting to turn green, and so it's kind of cool.
Cool. That's way
Little
cool.
patina there.
Are you still doing your project?
I'm not.
Oh, he had an Instagram thing going, guys, where he was taking a picture of his proper every single day, but it's no longer. So you got to see it here though. So it's all good.
Yep.
Awesome, dude. Thanks for coming on.
You're
Thanks for all the great work over there, man. Trevor makes it happen, guys. He also, in that Tim Kennedy thing you guys watched, he's the guitar solo. He played the guitar solo there. Now it might have been done on a synthesizer, it might not have been. We're not going to worry about it, but he did that. All right. Guys, the time is just flying. We're having a great time, but we've got a lot of knives, and we got to fly through these things. So let's see what's going on here. If you guys are just joining us, or if you guys are not watching this live, let us know down in the comments what your favorite American designers are, or favorite American designs. Obviously, we couldn't cover them all. There are some amazing ones out there, and yeah, just let us know in the comments.
Yeah. So guys, you already saw the manual version of this knife when Zach showed it, but this is the automatic Burnley Boker ProTech
Yes.
Mini Kwaiken. So there's a lot of collaborations going on there, but essentially Burnley and Boker have worked together to have that Kwaiken design be available for a really long time, and they recently synced up with the amazing USA-based manufacturer of knives, ProTech. If you haven't seen it, go watch our amazing video that we did with them. It's one of my favorites. But ProTech has delivered just an incredible product here. Such a snappy action, super high quality.
And what about those colors?
Yeah, this is the Desert Warrior Blade HQ exclusive colorway that you can only buy at Blade HQ. I think that's what exclusive means.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, this is the Mini Kwaiken. It runs about 180 bucks. We love Burnley. If you guys don't know what he did, like, somebody stole a bunch of toys from kids over Christmas, and Burnley just said, I'm not going to stand for that. I'm going to step up. And I think he raised like 40 grand or maybe even more and bought this like toys and gave them to the kids. And he's basically Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I just love what like Burnley does. So many charitable pursuits that he brings to the table. And he's also like just an epic knife designer.
Just a great designer. And that's one thing is when we're talking about great knife designers, iconic knife designers, American knife designers, Burnley, not only is he like getting into those ranks already, but in 5, 6, 10 years, like Burnley is going to be one of those guys that you're talking about and you're like, dude, Burnley, right? Like it's a Burnley design. Yeah.
People already talk about the Cypops that way.
Exactly. Well, and that's something great too, is when I talked to him at SHOT Show about this knife when it was on release, the automatic, he said that this was the way he always envisioned the Kwaiken.
Wow.
So if you want to own the Kwaiken the way that Burnley always intended it, get yourself a Kwaiken Auto. All right, so that is a Burnley Boker ProTech combination, and what a great way to celebrate American design, but like an amazing collaboration, right? Like just working together to make stuff happen.
The melting pot of
the melting pot of knives right there. But jumping into something a little more specific, ProTech, we've got the ProTech SBR. Now these just came out of the box, still got a little oil on them. This one is a Les George design. Now, when we're talking about American designers, Les George is right up there with some of the greatest. So he served 10 plus years in the Marine Corps. He's traveled the world in military service. He worked on like diffusing bombs and working with IUDs and things like that. So like just epic stuff. So when he makes a knife, I pay attention because he's making them based on these situations that he was in for so many years. And the SBR, when we're looking at ProTech makes some great, beautiful knives. They always feel just a hair delicate to me. Not all of them, but the size of knife I would usually carry from ProTech feels a little delicate.
And it's more like an aesthetic
It's classy.
thing.
It's classy, right?
It's the aesthetic. It's not like the quality. It's not like you can't like
you could beat on them. It's just that look. I'm like, it feels classy, you know? But this SBR, I got to get one.
That's a beast.
It's a beast looking knife.
Mini beast.
I love this thing. So anyways, Les George design, amazing American designer, and we have a nice budget option as well.
Yeah, guys. I previously owned a beautiful Les George knife from ZT. I believe it was the 0099 or something. There were 9s in the number. But this is the XCOM, which is a Kershaw-designed Les George, or a Kershaw-produced Les George design. Sorry, losing it. But, I mean, this is just a beautiful little tactical folder. Comes in at just $27.95, and I think that's an incredible value for what you get because you're getting super grippy handle scales, that awesome bayonet, spear-shaped blade, you get the thumb disc, you get a deep carry pocket clip, and you know you're also going to get Kershaw's amazing warranty. So like this is the type of piece that you can beat on. You don't have to worry about scuffing or scratching it up. but you still get that cool tactical cred, and you're getting a beautiful design from, you know, a maker that sells super expensive customs, super expensive mid-techs, but then you can also get 95% of the way there, or maybe not 95%, but you can get an amazing knife from Kershaw for just $30. So,
Yeah, honestly, for a $30 knife, it really does feel great.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of little details about it that I think make it that way. All right, so next up, we've got some knives from Emerson. So Ernest Emerson, this one here is a full-on Emerson. So this is a made in the United States at Emerson's factory production knife. This is an Emerson CQC7. It's got the wave on it. It's got a thumb disc on it. It's got that super grippy G10 that Emerson knives are known for. It's a, I want to make sure I get it right, 154 cm blade. And all the way around, this knife is just meant for use. It's tactical, and that's it. Like, at the end of the day, that's what this knife is built for. Sure, you could carry it as an EDC piece. Personally, I wouldn't want to be pulling it in and out of my pocket to open letters or boxes, right?
well, because that G10 is
It's
pretty
very
rough.
grippy. It's very grippy. And
Yeah.
so this is a very, very purpose-built knife. I mean, all the way down from the wave to the chisel grind that they use on it.
Even those flathead screws, so if
Yeah.
you had to like break this thing down.
Field maintenance.
Yeah.
Exactly, without stripping out some Torx bits. I don't know about you guys, but even not under pressure, I can't get Torx bits out.
You know what the trick is, dude? You get that little heat gun.
Yeah, you get the heat gun. That's the trick.
If one won't move, I never force it. Like, I just say, okay, go into the garage now.
So anyway, so obviously he's a great knife designer, but he's also a very accomplished martial artist. He was inducted into the Martial Arts Hall of Fame. So with people like Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris. So that's where Ernest Emerson sits, which is pretty incredible. He's created his own combat system. He built his own balisong. The first knife he ever made was a balisong he made in his bedroom or in his front room for a class that he was taking. And people liked it so much that he started making them for other people. So he took basically trash and turned it into a rad balisong that other people wanted. And then again, he's one of the founding fathers of the modern tactical folder.
Yep.
And then you guys might notice the chisel grind. This is something that we hear a lot about with Emerson's, is why the chisel grind. So from Emerson himself, he likes it because it's one of the most primary grinds on tools, like in the history of mankind. It's really easy to sharpen, and it's a really strong edge because the other side's not sharpened, so you don't have that convex. And these are kind of some of the reasons that Emerson likes that chisel. But great knife, CQC7, and that goes for about $185 on the website.
Yeah, and if you guys have picked up a theme, we've kind of gone with like sometimes a more expensive one and then a more budget version.
We're trying to help out you budget guys out there because there are so many great knives.
So guys, this is a Kershaw Emerson CQC 11K, and I have to say, for only $40, you're getting a lot of knife, and even more importantly, if you've never carried an Emerson or you're kind of like thinking, is it right for me? You can start with one of these and you're gonna get that wave, you're gonna get the thumb disc, you're getting the G10 on one side, this is a steel frame lock on the other. So you get like the feel of an Emerson and you get to see if it's your jam or not without like the full blown price tag. And similarly, like if you want to just beat on your knife like without even worrying about it, or if you're a guy that's lost a few knives, which I used to never lose things, and I've lost a few knives recently. So maybe I need to pick this guy up.
Costco parking lot has claimed more than one.
Yeah, I lost my Cold Steel Lucky, which was not a very lucky knife for me. But anyway, super great budget option. I love that. And man, I mean, they're very similar, honestly.
Yeah, they really are. They really are. I mean, one is definitely more EDC centered, and the other one is definitely much more tactical centered.
Yep.
All right, guys. We are starting to run low on time, so I'm going to take these next two and just run you through a crash course.
Yeah.
All right, so here we have got two Leatherman. We have a reproduction of the original Leatherman Crunch, and this was a heritage piece that they did. It was a limited run. I think we have one or two left in stock. I just wanted to show you guys kind of this American ingenuity and innovation. So this was the original Leatherman that Tim Leatherman came up with. He was traveling through Europe with his wife after college. They took a little trip. He needed tools, didn't have the tools he wanted on him, so he designed this. No knife company would pick it up. They were all like, it's a bad idea, it's a failure, it's not gonna work. So he just like, year after year, he was just grinding away in his garage, making the perfect version. This is what he came up with. And now, they're one of the most prolific knife companies out there, right? Multi-tool knife, whatever you want to say.
Follow your dreams.
Yeah, follow your dreams, man.
Insert Michael Jordan, R. Kelly music.
Yeah, right.
Soundtrack.
We believe you can fly. And then, so to show you kind of where they've went from here, obviously there's been a lot of amazing multi-tools in between. I love my Surge, I love my Wave, but I've recently fallen in love with this Leatherman P2, the Free Series is what it's called, so the P2 or the P4. It's all one-handed use, one-handed access to all the tools on the outside, and then also you can open and close it one-handed as well. Hit me up sometime if you want to get my opinions on these. We did a video, which are my honest opinions on this thing. I've seen some guys unboxing it and give their opinions, and I'm like, you didn't even use it, guy. So I have got some good review. If you want to know about it, hit me up. I'll let you know.
Yeah. I mean, and isn't it crazy to see like how you can grow in 20, 30 years?
Yeah.
Amazing.
And that free goes for about 120 on the website.
Well, guys, we hit on a lot of like the Mount Rushmore type dudes, Ken Onion, Hinderer, Ernie Emerson. And now we're going to hit on a few of the new guys that are making waves. And this is the Ferrum Forge Knife Company. They collaborated with We on this knife. This is the We Malice. And man, I have to say, this thing might be like the smoothest knife I've handled this year. Smooth like butter, beautiful design, very distinctive. The thing I love about Ferrum Forge is they're not like taking someone else's aesthetic. I feel like they've really found a way to put their mark on the knives that they produce. So like you look at this or you look at the piece that Zac has.
Yeah, and this is this is part of their Pro Series. I had to remember what it was called. The Archbishop 2.0. Obviously, you can tell they're kind of the same family, but they're definitely both different. And one thing I love about these guys is it's just that American story. Two brothers working in a garage, right? I mean, that's how Harley Davidson started. That's how Ford started. That's how all these dudes started. Just a couple guys working in a garage and making something awesome. They were doing everything by hand. They still do a lot of hand work, but they're also pushing the envelope on what it means technically to make a knife. So really great stuff from Ferrum Forge, whether you're picking up one directly from We or one directly from Ferrum Forge themselves.
Yeah, beautiful stuff.
All right, so this next one, I was gonna let Andrew swoon over a little bit, but like I said, we're running low on time. We gotta get to the good stuff at the very end. So I'm just gonna jump right in. This is the Cold Steel Pocket Bushman. Whew. Now, we've got two Cold Steels on the table for two reasons. One, we're talking about American knife designers, so we can't do that without talking about Andrew Demko. The Triad lock is one of the strong, if not the strongest lock on the market. And so we picked two knives that also have unique locking mechanisms from Demko. Not only that, Cold Steel is owned by Lynn Thompson, and when we talk about quintessential Americans, right there in the top 5. Like he's right there in the top 5 of quintessential Americans. So anyway, so this is the Pocket Bushman, like I said, goes for about $27. Now, the cool thing about this is I can't show it on camera, but what happens is when you open up the knife, there's a cutout in the back of the blade here. This piece, the lock piece springs forward a little bit, then it fills the void where that cutout is right here in the blade. And you'd have to really, really want to break this thing.
This might be the toughest $27 knife in the world.
It might be the toughest $27 knife in the world. And then the way that you release it, you have to be careful too, because this thing's not a joke, is you pull and it releases that bar from the back of the blade. So you pull and then you close with one hand. The first time I handled this thing, I actually almost cut myself because I didn't know how to do it right. So when you get it, read the instructions.
This also might be the cheapest integral. You see that's one piece?
It's one piece.
Man, come on, guys. You don't have to spend $400 on an integral.
For $27. And just a great knife, you know?
And then I'm sure you guys already know about this guy. This is the 8015, also designed by Demko. And this is the Cold Steel production version. And if you have been following Andrew Demko, then you know that it started out as a custom. Then it moved to a mid-tech that he offered. And I have to say, I've handled the mid-tech and this Cold Steel offering at about 1/3 of the price of the full-on mid-tech. It's an amazing piece. So this Scorpion lock, you basically have a barrel that locks into a groove in the back of the blade, and then you just pull it up and out of the way, and then your blade drops away. You can do lots of cool like flicking actions and stuff. I know, Zac, you've carried one of these for a long time. Do you have any thoughts on it?
Yeah, so I actually got one of these from Lynn Thompson himself, which was awesome. And so I carried it for a long time. To be honest, it's a big knife for me. I don't carry knives this big. But walking around with this knife, I was like, I can conquer the world. Like, there is something about this knife that I don't know. It just makes you like, yeah.
That's the biggest tough guy knife I've ever
seen. It really is. I mean,
carried.
this or that Praetorian, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is the biggest tough guy knife. So yeah, super rad all the way around. And like Andrew said, he's not hyping it when he says it's really close to the mid-tech. When I first got it, I passed it around so everybody had a chance to carry it. And off camera, he was like, dude, this feels just as good, if not the same as the mid-tech. So really great work from Cold Steel. Really great work from Andrew Demko. He just does a great job with all of his designs.
Yeah.
And I love to see these like innovative lock designs.
Dude, can you even imagine like what they're gonna be doing in 5 years? Like if they've gone from like Triad to that ram lock to this,
Right.
like what is it gonna be next?
Yeah, and that's why I can't design knives, because I couldn't even imagine. All right, guys, that was a lot of knives. Thank you so much for tuning in and holding on. And now we come to the part why this thing is sponsored by We Knives. So, as you guys know, every week when Wednesday is sponsored by We Knives. It doesn't mean they tell us what to say. It doesn't mean they tell us what knives to put on the table. I mean, you saw here, there's like one Wee knife, right? Like, and it just because it fit, because it was by the designer. The reason that it's awesome is because they give us knives to give away to you guys for free. So this week's giveaway, or this week one Wednesday's giveaway, is a Wee knife Pleroma. Just an epic blade. We love this knife. I love the design, and on the theme of where we're at, this is an Elijah Isham design. So when we're talking American designers and American designers that have had an impact recently, you can't look over.
He might
Elijah
be the
Isham.
hottest designer of 2019.
And you know, guys, you guys have heard me say it more than once. Like, not all of his designs are for me. I really like this one a lot. And in that video with Ken Onion says that he is one of his one of his favorite designers, which is a huge up. Yeah,
one thing I love about this one is that you can do everything from like open it with the thumb stud, but you can also do cool things like open it reverse. You can flick it open with the middle finger. So I mean, like, if you're one of those people that likes to fidget with your knives, like, this is the guy for you. Like I feel like a lot of these knives that like lean more into the aesthetic, they don't function well, but this thing is like a fidget factor beast. You get premium blade steel. It's very distinctive, and I think that this is the type of piece where if there's non-knife people in your life, they're gonna love it.
Yeah.
So sorry, wait, we're not supposed to talk that much about this.
No, it's good, because it really is a great design. I legitimately love this design as well. So anyways, we're giving this thing away. I might have an extra Tim Kennedy minifig I might throw in if you win it, so we'll see what happens. But we've got this giving away. There's a link. There should be a link down in the description and a link in the chat. If you're not seeing it, just hit refresh. You've got about 30, 40 minutes to fill out that form, and that's a reward you get for watching live, and you get a chance to win this thing. If you're not watching live, thanks for tuning in anyways. We appreciate the support. And if you didn't see your favorite knife designer on the table, leave a comment down below who your favorite designer is, what knife, and why. Let's get some stories going down there, because there are just so many great American designers to celebrate. Let's just like give them all the love down in the comments.
We love how stoked you guys are. Even if you watched live, just like leave a comment once you see this come in your feed. It would mean the world to us, and we only do this because you guys have such a great response to it. So thank you for watching, and we appreciate it so much.
Yep. And dude, I think that's it. We made it.
Whew. That was a lot of knives, guys. Thank you for sticking around.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next one.